got him? Find out now.
In the year 2000, a low-budget, late-night game show launched in United States syndication. That show was called Street Smarts. The show was not expected to do that well, but it ended up being a surprise hit, lasting for 5 seasons. A comedy show centered around one idea. Contestants would win money by predicting how dumb other people could be. It had great play-along. It was good for a few laughs. It never took itself too seriously. It worked really well. And it launched the career of its host, Frank Nicotero, who at the time was a pretty much unknown comedian and TV writer. So though a lot of people have seen Street Smarts, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that it spawned a few international versions. In Germany, England, and even here in Canada, we had our own version of Street Smarts. So with that in mind, this month, we'll be taking a look back at the Canadian version of Street Smarts, called Les Beaux Parleurs.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que des scampi?
C'est une queue d'homard.
Une queue d'homard?
Oui, une queue d'homard, c'est un scampi.
Avertissement. L'émission Les Beaux Parleurs comporte des scènes de pur divertissement. Les gens détestant avoir du plaisir s'abstenir. Voici votre animateur, Patrice Lécuyer.
Oh mon Dieu, merci! Merci, bienvenue aux Beaux Parleurs!
Les Beaux Parleurs was the French-Canadian version of Street Smarts, which ran for one season from 2001 to 2002 on Radio-Canada. The host of the show was Patrice Lécuyer, an actor and frequent host of various game shows on Radio-Canada. He's out of his element on this show, unfortunately. Not that he does a bad job, he's actually a pretty decent host. But he lacks the comedic timing and wit of someone like, say, Frank Nicotero. So really, this is the kind of show that a comedian should be hosting. Now, if you've ever watched the US version of Street Smarts, you know the basic rules. For those of you who haven't seen it, well, here's how Les Beaux Parleurs was played. 2 contestants play along with 3 street players. Round 1 is called Qui a raison, or Who's Right when translated to English. A question is read, which Patrice had previously asked to the 3 street players. 1 got it right, 2 of them got it wrong. Each contestant would then use this demented device, I don't know what you called it, to secretly choose 1 street player. If the player they chose answered correctly, the contestant won $50. If the contestant they chose got it wrong, they won nothing. And 3 questions are played in this round. Round 2, Qui a tort, or Who's in the Wrong. Again, 3 questions are played that were previously asked to the street players. And this time the choice is narrowed down to 2 street players. 1 got it right and 1 got it wrong. Contestants this time are trying to predict who got it wrong, with each correct prediction being worth $100. Also in this round, the dunce cap, or cone, is brought in. If a contestant hears a question they think their opponent won't know, they can buzz in and force them to answer. If their opponent gets it wrong, it's worth $100 and forces their opponent to wear the cone. If, however, they get it right, the $100 goes to them, and penalty for the failed challenge is having to wear the cone. The cone can only be played once. Round 3 is called C'est mon choix, or It's My Choice. Each contestant chooses 1 street player to be their partner of sorts for the entire round. 4 questions are read to each contestant that were previously asked to their partner. And in each question, the contestant tries to predict whether their partner got it right or wrong. Every correct prediction is worth $150, and the cone is also in play once again for $150 and can only be played once in the round. At At the conclusion of the round, the game goes into the final round called Faites vos jeux, or Place Your Bets. One last question is read that was asked to all three street players. During the commercial break, each contestant secretly chooses one street player, makes a wager of any or all of their winnings to that point, and makes a right or wrong prediction. If they predict correctly, they win the money. If they get it wrong, the wager is deducted. Whoever has the most money at the end of this round is the winner, keeps the money, and, unlike the US version, the winner also earns the right to return on the next show to play again. Yes, this version had returning champions, and that's a bonus. It really helped cover up the fact that the budget was really low, since contestants would have to work pretty hard to win $1,500. And in the 2000s, that's pretty cheap. But a contestant who won a few games could easily pile up a couple of $1,000s, so not bad. As I said, Street Smarts, it wasn't designed to be a big hit, but it was alright for a few laughs, and never took itself seriously. So it did well in the US. But in Quebec, it just didn't really take off. And a lot of that, I think, is on the miscasting of the host. If they brought in that actual comedian, or at least a host with some comedic potential, it might have done better. And it also didn't help that the budget was a little too low for this version. So that's going to do it for this edition of the Game Show Canada. On behalf of all of us, I'm Marc Power, saying along with your big jib draw. Become a Patreon backer at www.patreon.com/GameShowComeUp, or check out our website at www.gameshowgarbage.com. This has been an Impressive production.